Back at the Heavenly Wind safe zone, I was looking at the attributes of the drops I had obtained from fighting both the climber and the elite mutant, which may fetch a good price on the market. Back at home, I had to upload the product details and their attributes. After finalizing the process, I received a notification from a buyer who needed my products. Checking the message, I saw it was an old man who seemed to be immersed in business and wanted to buy the Windclaw. I replied that it was 60,000 credits and no bargaining. The buyer asked if he could use other items to pay for the equipment, but seeing this, I didn't reply, which concerned him. The Windclaw attracted a couple of buyers, which satisfied me. Another buyer offered 30,000 credits and asked if he could exchange the other 30,000 credits for sword skills and psychic fruits. The buyers, seeing my condition, were overly excited since the Windclaw was mid-high tier equipment. When he turned to order his lackey to check for handling suitable for the swordsman class, his subordinates responded with respect to their leader's orders.
A few minutes later.
The subordinates gathered the swordsman equipment they had, but none were satisfactory. This made the buyer panic, as such equipment was rarely available on the public market since most good equipment was bought by the military, and ordered all of his luckies to collect the money. I received a message that the deposit had been met. I was surprised since I didn't expect to sell the equipment that same day. With such funds on my possession, I should live the best life as I can. In this apocalypse still in deep thoughts, another message popped up. Ray, the rest of the funds will be transferred the next day.
The next morning.
I decided to go to the Heavenly Wind Real Estate Company, when we were greeted by a receptionist who seemed to judge me by the dressing. Since I was in a hurry, I request her to show me the most luxury apartment they had. This dumbfounded the girl, since she realized I was in Level O Awakener and people with my status couldn't afford that much. We ordered me to join the rest of the broke people and look into apartments that cost 2,000 credits, since she has to entertain wealthy customers. But I didn't have time for this nonsense and insisted I needed an apartment which cost 40,000 credits, and it was that sample before us. I will transfer the money right away. The receptionist, skeptical by my proposal, insisted that it should be direct transfer, and inwardly doubting that a useless trash like me could get that large amount of money. I told the receptionist to wait a moment, which made her annoyed and angered, telling me the least deposit was 13,000 credits. Just in time, the message arrived from my previous buyer, which was he had gathered the other 39,000 credits, plus the equipments even thought they were white equipments. They made a complete set, having transferred the fill amount to the receptionist. She was dumbstruck. Even my little sister Xiaoan was shocked. This made the receptionist's attitude towards us make a 180-degree turn, telling us to follow her to the VIP room. Having arrived into our new apartment, which was spacious, I told my little sister never to stress of anything anymore, giving her the spare key and notifying her she should use the key to bring our mother later, and that I needed to head out somewhere and will be back later. I set off during the cover of darkness, since the resources I got from the climber were insufficient than expected, and also the military had cleared most of the elite mutants around. The only choice left was to head over to the Corpse Academy, which was located outside the safe zone, and it may give a psychic fruit. I recalled rumors saying it had 2 elite mutants with special reward based on how you completed the dungeon. The system notified me if I wanted to enter the Level 2 restricted Corpse Academy dungeon. As soon I accepted, resounded that the match requirement was met of 14 people, and the Corpse Academy dungeon will begin in 1 minute. Everyone began the dungeon notification information. That it's set up was 7 days after the outbreak of the apocalypse, and large number of people are turned into zombies. And after completing the mission, is when they can exit the dungeon. There were 2 ways to finish the dungeon. You could either survive for 12 hours and receive a random white equipment and for Meyer psychic attribute, or another optional way was to kill the Lady Corpse mutant difficulty D and kill the Butcher mutant level C and kill all zombies difficulty level C. Yellow-headed man declared he had completed the dungeon once and he will be the leader. Bald-headed guy questioned if the dungeon was supposed to be that hard, and how can the yellow guy guide them. Arrogantly, the yellow herd calmed the dungeon to be medium to high level among the other level 2 dungeon, and if they don't cooperate well, they will be doomed. This made shiver run down their spine. The yellow guy, seeing I didn't bought his shenanigans, he arrogantly approached me asking why a level psychic like me would come to such a dangerous dungeon. Annoyed, the yellow-headed came closer, but I was annoyed that this one character got little bit of screen time and can already be this stupid amazes me. My nice caring look seemed to have frightened the yellow-haired, telling me as a level 0 I was on my own. Whatever, just stay close to us and gain some experience and few opportunities to grow, since the basic reward is only a white equipment. The yellow-hired cautioned them to be careful, and the most important of them all is to never accept the system random mission while in the dungeon, since the dungeon has 2 high mutant bosses. And the previous raid with my team, most of them got halted, and the few we barely able to complete the survival mission. It was a bad scene and tragedy that left a scar in my heart. Meanwhile, I was looking at my attributes, since a normal level 2 awakened has total of 18 strength, and I have close to that. Adding with the sword god system, I can annihilate this dungeon.